This is the third part of my Test 5 presentation, and question number 4. It asks us to identify each equation with two distinct real roots, and it gave us 6 equations to work out, and 3 had two distinct real roots. To figure out if something has a distinct real root, an equation has those roots, we will want to look for a parabola that looks like this. It's one that crosses the x-axis, so there's our x and y axes. We want to look for a parabola that crosses the x-axis at 2 different spots. And these equations formed parabolas that did so. There were another 3 equations that didn't, so I didn't write them down because I didn't have enough space to work through them all. So these are just the 3 that were correct. Now, I'll show you why. The first one, 4x squared minus 9 equals 0. Plug that into our quadratic function equation. X equals 0 plus minus square root of 0 squared minus 4 times 4 minus 9 over 2 times 4. Obviously, 0 squared equals 0. But we need to figure out 4 times 4 times negative 9. So 4 times 4 times negative 9 equals negative 144. But we can't ignore that 0. So 0 minus negative 144 equals, it's plain old 144. And now the square root of 144 equals square root of 144 is 12. And 2 times 4 equals 8. So our simplified equation is x equals plus minus 12 over 8. So I have that simplified into plus and minus over here. So this is the plus equation. X equals 12 over 8, and that equals 1.5. Then x equals negative 12 over 8 equals negative 1.5. So if you were to input this into a graphing calculator, you would see that this parabola crosses the x-axis at points 1.5 and negative 1.5. So next one is 2x squared plus 3x minus 4. Insert that into our equation, and we get x equals negative 3 plus minus 3 squared minus 4 times 2 times negative 4 over 2 times 2. So what we want to do, like last time, simplify the square root and the denominator. So 3 squared equals 9. What is 4 times 2 times negative 4? So we're going to do 4 times 2 times 4 negative equals negative 32. And now 9 minus that negative 32, and we get 41, which means our equation is now this. X equals negative 3 plus minus square root of 41 over 2 times 2. Simplified that, and this could be simplified into 4. So now we get the plus and minus into separate equations, and we can figure out where this parabola crosses the x-axis. And this is the plus equation. X equals negative 3 plus square root of 41 divided by 4 equals 0.85. You can insert that into a calculator to check it if you would like. And for the minus equation, x equals negative 3 minus square root of 41 divided by 4 equals negative 2.35. So that means this equation is also one of our answer choices. And lastly, the last correct answer for this question is x squared minus 5x minus 3. plug that into our equation, we get x equals 5 plus minus square root of negative 5 squared minus 4 times 1 times negative 3 over 2 times 1. So 5 squared equals negative 5 squared equals 25, and 4 times 1 times negative 3. 4 times 1 times 3. Oh, oops. Okay, that's what I want. Alright. 4 times 1 times negative 12. 25 minus negative 12 equals, see if it focuses. Yeah, 25 minus negative 12 equals 37. I have that over here, and 2 times 1, just 2. So x equals 5 plus minus the square root of 37 over 2. Separate that into our plus and minus equations. X equals 5 plus the square root of 37 over 2 equals 5.54. And then x equals 5 minus square root of 37 divided by 2 equals negative 0.541. So that is our answers to question number 4.